Before the court is the ex parte application for additional time to plead or otherwise respond to complaint filed by defendant Shawn Carter. For reasons discussed herein, the court grants the ex parte application and orders that defendant's deadline to respond to plaintiff's complaint be extended to July 18th, 2025. Plaintiff Lily.
First of all, everybody, this case has been going on since 2000, I want to say 2011. It's been 14 years. 14 years of us pursuing, in the beginning, paternity, and then after that, the damages and all the things that go along with.
I was 7. My mom had to sit down with me. I guess she thought I was old enough to know now, and she been saying Shawn Carter, that's what she was calling him at first before she was calling it Jay-Z, and I really didn't know who that was because I was young and, had my little brother, and I really wasn't worrying about it. She was saying it a lot, but I really this was going along with the person I was.
For more than a decade, a quiet but determined legal battle has simmered just beneath the surface of the celebrity world. At the center of it, hip-hop icon Jay-Z and a man named Rhymir Satterthwaite who claims to be his secret son. What began as a call for a paternity test has turned into allegations of fraud, judicial misconduct, and a bitter fight for recognition. The latest chapter unfolded in 2025 when Rhymir filed yet another lawsuit, only to suddenly withdraw it weeks later. Was this about money, truth, or something even deeper? Let's walk through this fascinating and complicated case.
The case was rejected by the Supreme Court because it did not have jurisdiction to reopen matters in the appeals court or to unseal records in the trial court, but it was then refiled by Rhymir in the appellate division of the New Jersey Superior Court.
The story begins in the early 1980s when Rhymir's mother, Wanda, claims she had a brief relationship with Jay-Z, then still known as Shawn Carter, after meeting him in Philadelphia and visiting him at his aunt's apartment in Brooklyn. According to Wanda, they were intimate once, using protection that allegedly failed. She later realized she was pregnant. Years passed without contact, but she believed Jay-Z was the father. Her son Rhymir grew up unaware of this until Wanda told him the truth when he was around 8. She was consistent in repeating the story over the years, even writing a sworn affidavit to support her claims. In 2011, DNA testing legally removed another man, Robert Graves, from Rhymir's birth certificate, clearing the way for Wanda and her son to pursue Jay-Z through the legal system. What began as a personal family matter soon escalated into a high-profile legal battle with significant emotional and legal stakes.
I got a call from his in-house lawyer, and they were very helpful, and we thought we would resolve this privately. They even talked about Rhymir's music talent and whether it was a good time to put him on his record label, but he had to finish high school, so I said no. Suddenly, different lawyers got involved, and their attitude completely changed. I think they realized there was more at stake for Shawn, given that Wanda was not of age.
While the original focus was on determining whether Jay-Z was Rhymir's biological father, the case evolved dramatically over the years. After several attempts to push for a paternity test were rejected or dismissed in court, the family shifted their legal strategy. Now, the case targets what they claim is fraud upon the courts, suggesting that legal errors, false information, and procedural obstacles were used to avoid a proper legal review of the paternity claim. Rhymir and his godmother, Lily Coley, emphasized that this is no longer about simply establishing paternity, but rather seeking damages for emotional harm, defamation, and reputational damage they say they endured because of legal delays and wrongful dismissals. It's an important distinction. They claim this is about the misuse of power and influence in the judicial system. According to them, Jay-Z's team used technicalities and legal muscle to dodge accountability, leaving them stuck in a battle they feel was never judged on fair terms.
This injunction order I am not aware of and have never been served, but all the orders from New Jersey regarding judges are in the appeals court since they were derived from fraud to block our due process, which showed Jay-Z's wrongdoing of allegations of perjury.
In 2022, Jay-Z's legal team successfully secured a court-issued injunction barring Rhymir and his godmother from filing any more lawsuits on this issue in New Jersey without prior approval from the court. This move came after what Jay-Z's lawyers described as years of frivolous and repetitive legal actions. The injunction essentially accused Rhymir's team of abusing the legal system. Jay-Z argued that he had already been vindicated multiple times and that the courts had dismissed the allegations on various legal grounds. Importantly, Jay-Z never directly confirmed or denied being Rhymir's biological father. Instead, his legal strategy focused on procedural issues and prior legal outcomes. Jay-Z also claimed that the lawsuits caused emotional and reputational harm to him and his family, reinforcing his stance that the matter should be closed once and for all. The injunction was a major blow to Rhymir's legal campaign and forced him to rethink his options, including filing in federal court instead.
In his filing, Jay-Z said he was repeatedly dragged to court by Rhymir, his late mother, and his godmother, based on the false assertion that he is his biological son. The legal team also pointed out that paternity was previously established for someone else in a court proceeding, someone who Rhymir's mother claimed no later than 1994 was the father, and the person was ordered to pay child support.
In May 2025, Rhymir and his godmother filed a new lawsuit against Jay-Z, this time in federal court. The complaint reiterated the same themes of fraud, obstruction, and emotional damages. Jay-Z responded by filing an ex parte request for more time to reply, which the judge granted, giving him until July 18, 2025. One of the key legal complications revolved around whether Jay-Z had been properly served. Rhymir's team claimed they had heard nothing back, while Jay-Z's attorney presented emails showing repeated contact. The judge acknowledged the confusion and reminded both parties to act in accordance with federal rules. Despite the drama, Jay-Z's response came with new legal clarity, denying any wrongdoing while accusing Rhymir and his team of dragging him through unnecessary and harmful legal proceedings. The case was once again drawing national attention, with many questioning whether the truth would ever come out or if it had already been buried in legal complexity.
They noted that in 2010, the court told Rhymir's mother that she could not wait 17 years to name a second person as the father of her child when she identified another person as the father 16 years ago and never attempted to rescind that identification. In addition, the response also alleges the various court orders issued in the last 15 years, which unfortunately rejected Rhymir's claims, got it wrong, and that the court should find him liable for fraud and other claims.
Wanda's voice has been central to the case from the beginning. She claims she was only 16 when she met Jay-Z, and their encounter resulted in her pregnancy. She never saw him again after one follow-up visit, and she didn't have any way to contact him. Years later, she decided to tell her son the truth, naming Jay-Z as his potential father. She also made this claim legally, submitting an affidavit supporting her story. Her honesty remained consistent across interviews, court filings, and statements from family members. She admitted that another man, Robert Graves, was initially listed on the birth certificate, but a DNA test ruled him out. That's when her focus shifted entirely to Jay-Z. The affidavit she wrote is still a key piece of evidence for Rhymir's team, though courts have yet to treat it as sufficient proof to compel a DNA test from Jay-Z. Many believe that Wanda's age at the time may be why Jay-Z has avoided taking the test for so long.
I was 7. My mom had to sit down with me. I guess she thought I was old enough to know now, and she been saying Shawn Carter, that's what she was calling him at first before she was calling it Jay-Z, and I really didn't know who that was because I was young and, had my little brother, and I really wasn't worrying about it. She was saying it a lot, but this was going along with the person I was just seeing, like the person I looked at who was taking care of me at that time. I really wasn't really trying to understand what my mom was talking about, but she constantly put it in my head like, son, it's not your father, and I really want you to know it is. This person is your father, and I just want you to know. And she continued to tell me that over the years and over the years and over the years, even until I was grown.
A consistent theme throughout this legal battle is that Jay-Z has never agreed to take a paternity test. Despite repeated requests and legal attempts, he has declined. Rhymir's team believes this is intentional and motivated by fear, not just of proving fatherhood, but of acknowledging that Wanda was underage at the time of their alleged encounter. Acknowledging paternity would open doors to serious public and legal scrutiny. Jay-Z's refusal has only fueled speculation. Some argue that if he truly wasn't the father, a simple test would end the matter. Others see his silence as strategic, allowing legal defenses to handle things without ever confronting the core truth. Rhymir has stated publicly that he's not chasing money, he's chasing closure. The refusal of the paternity test has become symbolic, a representation of a larger fight for truth in the face of celebrity, power, and legal barriers.
It's not fabricated. His mama told him. And Wanda wrote an affidavit. The affidavit's been out there all this time. All these years. Now all of a sudden, it's fabricated?
After being repeatedly denied at the state level, Rhymir took the matter all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. However, the court declined to hear the case, citing a lack of jurisdiction to reopen the lower court decisions. Following that rejection, Rhymir filed the lawsuit again in the Appellate Division of New Jersey's Superior Court. But Jay-Z's legal team pushed back, arguing that the rapper had no legal connection to the state. They claimed he didn't own property in New Jersey, and therefore the courts there lacked authority over him. In response, Rhymir's team cited statements from Beyoncé's mother, Tina Knowles, in her published book, claiming that Jay-Z did in fact own property in New Jersey during the relevant period. Once again, this became a fight not about DNA, but about where the case could legally be heard. Jurisdictional battles became a convenient way to delay or avoid a definitive legal decision on the core issue.
It's not fabricated. His mama told him. And Wanda wrote an affidavit. The affidavit's been out there all this time. All these years. Now all of a sudden, it's fabricated?
By 2025, Rhymir's case evolved to include emotional distress, reputational damage, and legal expenses, not just paternity. He maintains that he is not seeking child support or restitution, but justice. According to him, years of being denied a relationship with his biological father, paired with public ridicule, have deeply affected his mental health and personal life. His filings paint a picture of someone not motivated by fame or fortune, but by the need to prove his identity and restore his name. Critics say this is a legal overreach, while supporters view it as the only avenue left for someone who has been ignored by both the court system and the man he believes is his father. Regardless of which side you're on, the emotional weight of this case is undeniable. Rhymir's fight is as much about dignity as it is about damages.
First of all, everybody, this case has been going on since 2010, 2011. It's been 14 years. 14 years of us pursuing, in the beginning, paternity, and then after that, the damages and all the things that go along with litigating fraud. Let's get that clear, right? There has been no maternity after that. What we're doing right now in California against Mr. Carter, Jay-Z, we are looking for damages, everybody. We're not looking to go back and do any kind of do-over, if you will, of a state court. Let's get that clear, right? This case that we're doing is not about paternity. It is about fraud and fraud upon the courts.
In his official response to the 2025 lawsuit, Jay-Z reiterated that Rhymir's claims had already been dismissed in several courts. He accused Rhymir, Wanda, and Lily Coley of harassing him through the legal system. Jay-Z's team highlighted that Wanda had previously named another man as Rhymir's father in 1994, and that this individual was ordered to pay child support. The court ruled in 2010 that she could not wait 17 years to name someone else. Jay-Z's attorneys argued that this ongoing legal pursuit was simply a way to get around the injunction from 2022. They demanded the case be thrown out and requested the plaintiffs be held responsible for legal fees. Importantly, Jay-Z still avoided confirming or denying paternity. That calculated neutrality has allowed his legal team to maneuver while keeping public scrutiny at bay.
Before the court is the ex parte application for additional time to plead or otherwise respond to complaint filed by defendant Shawn Carter. For reasons discussed herein, the court grants the ex parte application and orders that defendant's deadline to respond to plaintiff's complaint be extended to July 18, 2025. Plaintiff Lily Coley initiated this action on May 6, 2025, and filed proof of service on the docket on May 29, 2025, indicating that service was effectuated on May 19, 2025. Plaintiff subsequently filed additional proof of service on June 13, 2025. On June 15, 2025, plaintiff requested entry of default, which the clerk denied on June 16, 2025. Plaintiff filed a second request for entry of default on June 16, 2025, which is currently pending. It then continued to read, the court notes that in a sworn declaration signed June 16, 2025, plaintiff indicated that she has not received any stipulation, agreement, or communication indicating that defendant intends to appear or respond. However, 2024, in defense, counsel's sworn declaration accompanying this ex parte application, she attests to having emailed plaintiff multiple times, beginning on June 11, 2025, and provides copies of the emails. Defense counsel also indicates that she spoke on the phone with plaintiff about a request for extension. Given the conflicting representations, the court reminds the parties of their obligations under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11.
On July 22, 2025, just days after Jay-Z's response, Rhymir suddenly filed a notice to withdraw the lawsuit. He later posted on social media that changes were made to the case on July 18th without their knowledge, and that everything now seemed to center around his mother. He promised further explanation, but offered no details. The unexpected withdrawal sparked rumors. Was a settlement reached? Was new information discovered? Or was it another roadblock in a 14-year-long quest for answers? For now, the truth remains unclear. Supporters believe the fight isn't over. Critics say the case lacked legal merit. Either way, the public is left with more questions than answers. Rhymir Satterthwaite's battle with Jay-Z has become one of the most drawn-out and emotionally charged cases in recent celebrity legal history. While Jay-Z insists the allegations are baseless and harmful, Rhymir maintains this is a fight for truth and recognition, not riches. As the dust settles from the latest court developments, many are left wondering, is this truly the end of the road, or just another delay in a long and painful journey? Whatever the truth may be, the case remains a stark reminder of how power, fame, and the legal system can collide in unpredictable and deeply personal ways.